Good morning, everybody. Today is April the 12th, 2012, and today is my baby daughter's 34th birthday. My firstborn. Happy birthday to my Stephanie. Okay, now in the news, this is going to be real quick. George Zimmerman has been arrested for second-degree murder in the death of Trayvon Martin. He was arrested last night on April the 11th. He's being charged with second-degree murder. You know, his attorneys that he had dropped him a couple of days ago. They had a big press conference, and they said that they couldn't find him. He was not returning their calls, and so they dropped him as a client. George Zimmerman now has a new attorney, which the attorney was on CNN a while ago and said that he's had this case a total of about 16 hours. So, and that's, that's all the time he's had to review the paperwork and blah, blah, blah. George Zimmerman is to go before a magistrate today, and they are going for a no bond hearing. Prosecution wants no bond set. Of course, the defense attorney will try to get some kind of bond, but they're saying on here now, and I'm watching it now, that second-degree murder carries a no bond, that you have to actually go to a hearing, not just before the magistrate today. There was also talking yesterday about, even though the prosecutor is pressing charges, decided to press charges, that going before the magistrate, that the judge himself, the magistrate himself, could throw it out and say lack of evidence. So, and that's supposed to be at 1:30 today. So I'm going to be glued to the TV watching that. I doubt it'll be thrown out, but, we'll watch and see. The prosecutor also gave a press conference and said that it was not, that they decided to charge not because of public pressure, but because they felt like some evidence was there. Well, Trayvon has been dead for 45 days. Surely you could have felt that there was evidence before 45 days. I believe public pressure had a lot to do with why they decided to bring charges. If it wasn't out there like this, if people weren't protesting, if there wasn't so much public opinion, they might have just swept it under the rug. But George Zimmerman will be going to trial, hopefully. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm not sure what kind of a sentence second-degree murder carries, but they also said that it depends on attitude, state of mind. They do say that in the tapes, where he was making some racial slurs and blah, 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 and that people in his own community had called the cops on him many times before for stalking issues. So, that's going to come out. That will definitely come out. So, maybe something is finally going to be done. We'll wait and see. But you know what? If George Zimmerman is found guilty, well, wait a minute, let me put it this way. People wanted George Zimmerman arrested so bad. And now that he's arrested, everybody's going to be happy. But if they find him not guilty, everything's just going to start up again. But you got to expect that now. You got to expect that, because this is the way I see it. If Casey Anthony walked, anybody could walk. That's just my opinion. So, it's just something you got to expect. Maybe they're just going to go through the motions. Well, let's arrest George Zimmerman and have a trial and appease the people and blah, blah, blah. But in the end, he's still going to walk. Not to say that that's what they're saying. Some people who watch my videos take me so literally. I'm just reporting what I see and hear in the news. And then some people just say, like I had somebody leave me a comment last night saying, you shouldn't voice I wish you wouldn't voice your opinions because you were not there. Yet they just voiced theirs to me in a comment. So I had to comment back on that one. Well, last I heard, there was still a freedom of speech, last I heard. So, and that's what I say a lot of times. It's just my opinion. Everybody's got their own opinion. If nobody voiced their opinion, what the hell would people talk about? If you're talking about the weather, that's your opinion. I think it's cold outside. Well, I can't say that because that's my opinion. People walk around like Stepford people. Nobody talking to nobody. But most of the comments that I got on that video were favorable. But I did get some real ugly comments on my last Trayvon video, simply because of the fact that I see things the way most people see it. But I got some ugly comments. You know, I was called some racial slurs in that video. A couple of people called me some real ugly names, but that's okay. You know, I didn't even bother commenting back on those. And I'm not gonna do my videos and check the box to where I don't accept comments. I'm not gonna do that. If your comment is ugly and rude and I don't want it on my page, I will simply delete it and block you. You know, but for the good people that leave comments, well, my page will always be open to them. So I'm not going to let the one bad apple spoil the whole bunch. And that's just the bottom line. But anyway, I'm going to go and get this video up now. So if you're watching this, tune in to CNN. I'm sure it's probably on Fox and all that. At 1:30 will be George Zimmerman's hearing. We'll see if there's any kind of bond set. His attorney was talking this morning. They asked me how long did he think it would be, you know, before it goes to trial. And his attorney, who's had only 16 hours to prepare thus far, has said that it will be at least 6 months before it goes to trial, but more likely than not, it will be at least a year. So he's giving it 6 months to a year, but probably a year. And with him being so new on the case, I'm saying probably about a year. You know, he'll have to get all his ducks in a row. But anyway, depending on how the hearing goes, I might be back and do another video. And until next time, bye-bye.